What an absolute disgrace that we've just seen at the City Ground. A truly despicable performance from Chelsea, one that is totally and utterly unacceptable. This Chelsea team are a bunch of cowards. They're cowardly. So many of them are true cowards. There's no personality. There's no spirit. There's no identity. There's no fight in this team. There is no aggression, no desperation to win. They are so flaccid. Such a pathetic bunch. And do you know what? When I was a kid, I remember Chelsea playing away at that same stadium. Chelsea went to Forest and got battered 7-0. And I tell you what, we played better that day than we did today. That team was simply outclassed, but they cared and it mattered. And it mattered to the club throughout, whether at boardroom level, managerial level, or players. It mattered. Today, I genuinely believe that this result only matters to one group associated with the club, and that's the fans. It was so flimsy. The lack of hunger, the lack of fight, the lack of urgency is really alarming for this Chelsea team. Quite how low we could sink, I really do not know. Because off the back of the World Cup, Chelsea had 2 winnable fixtures. We haven't won them. We're now about to embark on some incredibly intimidating fixtures, and I don't see where we pick up points. We're 8th in the league at the moment. We are 18 points, embarrassingly 18 points behind Arsenal. We're not even halfway through the season, and we are 18 points behind them. Something needs to give here. Something needs to change, because literally every single team in world football is completely capable of beating us. Any fixture that Chelsea play, we are completely capable of dropping points or losing that fixture. If Chelsea go away from home to an intimidating atmosphere, we are so susceptible to defeat because there's no personality. You know, the stuff that the stats do not quantify. Heart, spirit, aggression, desperation to win, passion. We have none of it. We have none of it. This team have no personality, a lack of leadership, naivety at managerial level, on the pitch. And basically, if a team play a low block or counter-attack game against us with a level of physical intensity and aggression, we're beatable. We were always capable of dropping points today. Prior to the game, Forest would have taken a point. If you ask them now, I think they gutted they got a point because they deserved more and they could have got more, and they could see that Chelsea were beatable. They could have easily gone for the jugular against us. And in an era gone by, Chelsea would have rose to the occasion today. We would have gone to an intimidating game, an intimidating atmosphere, an intimidating ground, and it would have been 11 geezers on a pitch fighting, desperate. Instead of that, we're flimsy, we're flaccid, and we're beatable. And any intimidating atmosphere will get the better of us. Any away game, we're so capable of losing. And that is because the recruitment has been so shoddy. Look, far from it, in fact. I'm not the type of Chelsea fan that expects us to win every game. People often talk about me being far too into the nostalgia of the club. And I don't demand victory in every game. But I do demand certain things. And pride in the badge and being fit to represent Chelsea Football Club is essential. Do the basics right. I don't care about these flashy terms. The process, believe in a process. You know, you have to judge Graham Potter in however long. Bruv, get them playing properly. Get them fighting for one another. Get them representing the badge that they are privileged to be wearing correctly. But there were so many bad decisions made today. And let's be frank, Graham Potter, it was amateur. It was amateur from him. There were so many mistakes made. I mean, Koulibaly, we've signed Koulibaly a decade too late, haven't we? He isn't capable of playing in the Premier League. So poor today. And putting him alongside, on the same side, as Cesar Azpilicueta, if it wasn't so upsetting, it would be laughable. The pair of them. Cesar Azpilicueta hasn't been good enough to play Premier League football for 2 years. And it's a shambles of a situation because we now need to sign a right back. Because Reece James is a bonus when he's fit. When he's fit, he's the best player at the club. When he's fit, he is at the epicenter of everything good that Chelsea do, but it's a bonus when he's fit. We can't count on him. And the drop-off from him to Azpilicueta, the same drop-off again is Azpilicueta to me. It's ridiculous. Azpilicueta can't play Premier League football. you will constantly lose games if Azpilicueta is anywhere near the first team. Because to beat him, you don't have to be a good footballer. You simply have to be quick. And to be quicker than Azpilicueta, all you are is a Premier League footballer. So we are so susceptible to anything going down his side. It's ridiculous. But this is where the manager comes in. You've got a situation where Thiago Silva, brilliant player, excellent in the first half, but he's 38 years old. So you have to compensate for that. You've got a situation where you've got Azpilicueta on the pitch who has to play because of circumstance, poor recruitment, allowing certain players to leave. And you've got Koulibaly over there as well. So come up with a solution. Don't just watch it. Don't just spectate. Graham Potter needs to come up with a solution to have those two players on the same side. If they have to be there, somebody needs to be filling in. There needs to be somebody instructed, somebody who's busy with energy, maybe Conor Gallagher. Help out that side. The way that Jordan Henderson would always help out Trent Alexander-Arnold. You need to compensate. Effectively, I've watched a game. Graham Potter's watched a game. We've both made the same amount of decisions over that side. We've both just watched it happen. It's pathetic, truly pathetic. And that isn't even the... I'm thinking of other mistakes. Taking Zakaria off. Look, Zakaria's not the best footballer in the world, far from it. But what he does have is what Chelsea are lacking so desperately. He has that fight. He puts in a challenge. He won't be bullied. He is the opposite of, say, Jorginho. And we took him off. We brought on Kovacic. It's ridiculous. Don't take off Zakaria. Zakaria puts in challenges. Mount puts in challenges. We're losing the midfield. We aren't putting in any tackles. We are being so passive in the middle. You take off the geezers who are potentially going to win the ball. It's just so worrying because I'm now thinking about what comes next. And for us now, right, Chelsea have had one Premier League win since October the 16th. One Premier League win. That was against Bournemouth. And we're about to embark on a terrible set of fixtures. We play Man City twice in 3 days. They're going to launch us out another cup, aren't they? They're going to take 3 points off us in the league. Of course they are. They drop points up like they're going to be so up for it. We then go to Fulham. They beat us. Palace come to Stamford Bridge. Can't say I'm too confident about that. I really don't know how low we could sink. We're 8th at the moment. We're going to be 10th, aren't we? Like, we are now in a run comparable to the run that happened the year that we did finish 10th. Do you remember when Jose Mourinho ultimately got sacked around Christmas time? That is the run that we are on now. The record of Chelsea at the moment is comparable to that. We can't score enough goals. Aubameyang effectively misses an open goal today. Coming in with a diving header. I don't know if Sergio Rory did enough to put him off it, but all he had to do is make contact with the ball and Chelsea win the game. Didn't. Kai Havertz did nothing. Completely ineffective. Completely passive. Cowardly. Bullied out the game. Do you remember the days when Chelsea was so aggressive? John Obi Mikel, Michael Ballack, Michael Essien, Claude Makelele, Frank Lampard. Tackles, effort. Even Ramirez, Raul Meireles. Fighters. Geezers that want to win. Geezers that have a will to win and geezers that want everything. We're so passive in there now. And this Forest team have a minus 22 goal difference. What did we do? 1 shot on target in the entire second half. Kai Havertz leading the line for a Chelsea team against a team that have a minus 22 goal difference. 0 from him. And honestly, I do not know where this Chelsea team go now. We are so poor. And the fixtures that are coming our way are just terrible. Like, if this game ends in a 1-1 draw, we should now be saying how unlucky we were, or saying that the ref got something so desperately wrong, or saying that Henderson was the best player on the pitch. And we should be gutted with the point. Instead of that, I honestly believe that they will be gutted. I think that if you are associated with Nottingham Forest, you will truly be gutted that you have got a point today, because we were pathetic. Pathetic. One of the worst performances I've seen from Chelsea in such a long time. However, when I next see a performance comparable to this is probably, Thursday night against Man City. Terrible. Terrible. In a bit.